Good morning, South Africa and Africa at large, and it is the 25th of September. It is post Heritage Day right here in South Africa, where we celebrated all things to do with heritage, but we're still continuing on that special, giving us all the latest news and headlines on what is happening in South Africa and across the world. But as always, I'll have guests later on our special features. They'll be joining me, and it has to do with redance, and South Africa we call it amajiji. And so I'll be talking to elderly women that are part of the organization and initiative rather, that are always embarking on maintaining that our culture gets synchronized. Well, allow me to get into the headlines today. President Cyril Ramaphosa rallies for solidarity and coordination to contain the ills and challenges faced by people on the African continent. The African National Congress bid emotional farewell to former late Western Cape Provincial Secretary. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula assesses the state of readiness of the Cape Town International Airport ahead of return of international travels during alert level 1 of the lockdown. And in studio today, I'll be joined by, as we continue with our Heritage Special, I'll be joined by Ubuhle Bentombi and Praise Singer. You don't want to miss out on this one. And one thing you did not know is my name. I am Harmony Mpelu. Well, allow me to continue with today's Heritage Special and taking a look at your first story. President Cyril Ramaphosa says that the containment must strengthen and coordinate its effort multilateralism in Africa, and it is to contain the damage of impact of the COVID-19. This comes as the World Health Organization regional offices revealed that with over 47 countries affected on the continental level, and that is now close to 2 million COVID-19 cases, with South Africa remaining the hardest hit countries on the continent. Speaking on Thursday, President Cyril Ramaphosa also re-emphasized his call and support as AU chair and South Africa and head of state for the global ceasefire and a scaling up the humanitarian assistance of vulnerable societies around the world. And as we continue, President Cyril Ramaphosa made these utterances during yesterday's United Nations Security Council virtual summit on global governance and post-COVID-19. The SA president, who said that it is very important that the Security Council continues its close work with regional organizations such as the AU, said that we should look into the era of post-COVID-19 and all the reconstruction that we need to have as a continent, and will need to address the economic, social, humanitarian, and environmental needs. Ramaphosa also addressed the scourge of gender-based violence, speaking at the South African Heritage Celebration. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Heritage Day is a time to appreciate the many facets of our cultures, customs, and traditions. It is the time when we put them on display to appreciate and celebrate and share our cultures, traditions with others. We are the nation of the Maskandi, Malay choral music, and Soki Treffers, but also of Amapiano. We are the nation that is taking the world by storm with the hashtag Jerusalem Challenge, as young and old in many countries around the world, in France, in the UK, in Jamaica, in Angola, even in Palestine, East Jerusalem itself, are getting in on the craze of this Jerusalem song and dance. We're a nation of 11 official languages that also celebrates other languages commonly used by various communities in South Africa, including German, Greek, Gujarati, Hindi, Portuguese, Tamil, Telugu, and Urdu. We are a nation that steadfastly protects our other languages, Ngqu, Nama, isiHlubi, Kilebedu, and other indigenous languages facing extinction. Heritage is a source of identity and cohesion for our nation. This year's Heritage Day is taking place in the shadow of the COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic has taken a toll on human life, on communities, and on our economy. In this time of the pandemic, we have seen the knowledge of traditional medicinal plants increase. Inasmuch as we join the international community in the search for diagnostics and therapeutics and a vaccine, we are also looking at the real and important contribution indigenous knowledge systems, particularly traditional medicine, can play in improving the health outcomes of our people. In Heritage Month, we honor those who work so hard to preserve all aspects of our traditional and modern heritage. We pay tribute to the spirited defenders of our heritage that we have sadly lost this year. So long as this country's women and children live in fear from violence, we cannot regard ourselves as totally free. So long as women are being harassed, abused, beaten, raped, and murdered, we cannot say we are a civilized society. Abusing women is not our tradition, nor is it our custom. It is not and will never be our heritage. Throughout the history of this continent, women have built and shaped our societies. They have ruled kingdoms. They have been highly respected and valued. We must put an end to this terrible shame that is tainting the image of our country. When you oppress a woman, you oppress a nation.
And President Cyril Ramaphosa had furthermore this to say.
The Council continues to work closely with regional organizations in this regard, and in our case in Africa, including the African Union. We must coordinate our efforts and strengthen multilateralism if we are to contain the damage that this pandemic could cause. South Africa and the African Union supports the call by the UN Security Secretary General for a global ceasefire and the scaling up of humanitarian assistance to vulnerable societies around the world. South Africa calls on all parties to armed conflict to use this opportunity to work towards peaceful resolution of conflicts and all of them addressing the humanitarian needs of their own populations. We further support the call for the waiving of unilateral punitive measures, such as sanctions, during the pandemic to enable affected countries to secure much-needed supplies and support. To maintain peace and security, we need a Security Council that better reflects and represents the United Nations membership in keeping with news, to work closely with regional organizations in this regard, and in our case in Africa, including the African Union. We must coordinate our efforts and strengthen multilateralism if we are to contain the damage that this pandemic could cause. South Africa and the African Union supports the call by the UN Security Secretary General for a global ceasefire and the scaling up of humanitarian assistance to vulnerable
And moving on to our next story. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala says that South Africans should use its diversity to promote unity and social coherence amongst all citizens. Addressing the media, Zikalala said that it is impressive that the country, facing numerous ills such as inequality, poverty, high crime rate and COVID-19 pandemics, are as well as the scourge of gender-based violence and femicide, to confront all problems together as an unison.
Ensure that we celebrate our cultures. We are a nation with different cultures, a province with different cultures. We are in diversity, but we are one. And therefore, we should use that to promote unity and social cohesion amongst all our cities.
Premier, what do you think will be the message from the King Shaka himself if he were still alive?
The one message is that we must unite as a nation. We must confront all our problems together, working in unison. We must confront the issue of gender-based violence head-on wherever it happens, and we must ensure that we protect women and children. We must build our economy and ensure that we stimulate, including the rural economies. But more than that, we must ensure that we nurture the nation and young generation in particular.
You touched base during your speech on the issue, the current issue that involves the fight between the farmers and the farm dwellers. And the King also touched base on that. How important is to unite those two groups?
It is important, firstly, because it still reflects the lack of social cohesion. It reflects the abuse of rights of workers. It also has some elements of racism. And therefore, it is important that we address this. It has also an impact in the production of agricultural products. And therefore, we need to build that harmony between the two groups that exist.
Something that is not related to this, Premier, let's talk about the issue of tourism in the province. We've seen from level 1 that many establishments have started operating. How are we doing as a province?
Well, we are quite grateful that the tourism industry, it seems to be bouncing back, and there is no establishment that operates below 30%, and most of them are now at 4%.
And the Premier Sihle Zikalala continued to say that the one message is that we must unite as a nation and confront all of our problems together, working in unison. We must confront all the issues on gender-based violence and femicide head-on, and we must ensure that we protect our women and children, as well as build our economy to ensure that we stimulate all economies so that the nature of the nation and young people is uplifted. And this was uttered by Sihle Zikalala. And we continue to talk about all the beautiful things that were celebrated yesterday during Heritage Month, and it was Shaka Day that was celebrated. Take a look at what had happened in KwaZulu-Natal. sure South Africans were pleased in celebrating Heritage Day, making sure that they also danced to the Jerusalem challenge that the president called out on yesterday. And as we've seen, KZN came out in numbers and they celebrated. As we move on to our next story, Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula said on Thursday that he was pleased with the state of readiness and of COVID-19 regulation compliance at the Cape Town International Airport ahead of the return of international travels in October. Mbalula speaking at an inspection of the airport adherence to COVID-19 regulations following President Cyril Ramaphosa's pronouncement of moving to level 1 lockdown of the government risks adjustment approach, said that they will prepare to open skis again, that his department is placing measures in place to protect the people. Addressing members of the media, Mbalula said he is outlining that he is impressed with the work that has been done by the Cape Town Airport and the Airport Company of South Africa, and that he was especially delighted that the airport e-system, amongst many other things, was working in order. And let's take a look at what Mbalula had to say.
And so on. And to that, I think you deserve a good round of applause. Thank you very much. I've seen HEPA installed all around, but what takes the cake for me is the e-system. I think you have infused in your approach the technology. It's very important. We will win this war by stretching the technological capacity we've got and innovation in the work that we do. Literally, don't get close to me. So that's what is happening here in Cape Town. So we are going E all the way, and I think I'm quite impressed by that. To me, it takes the cap from the entry side. The 8 cameras you have put in front to detect anyone who might be showing symptoms or high temperature, put aside and bring to the attention of Port Health. I think that is marvelous for me. I think that shows that you take this business seriously. And we will work hard together to get it right and to be ready for people when they come. I can say to the media and everybody that Cape Town is ready for the 1st of October. So come here. We are ready to live with the virus but to fight. And I think the measures you're putting in place, CEO, must be replicated across and be implemented. And I've seen the e-system that has been installed on the international side is quite encouraging and very important. But keep up the good work.
And as we take a look at the minister right there, Fikile Mbalula continued with the management. And the management was so happy that they wanted to show more of the work they've been doing with the airport. And they wanted to take him on a tour and telling him what implementations and measures they've put in place. And they kicked it off and ended it off with the Jerusalem challenge. But unfortunately, we will not be playing that for you guys. You can check it out on our social media platforms right here on Morning Express. And it will be up so that you guys can enjoy and see our Minister Fikile Mbalula dancing. But as now, take a look at the management taking Mbalula on a tour of the airport.
How are you? Good. I like your badge.
Thank you, sir. So immigration is law enforcement. This area is now the international departure area. As you can see, we've got markers on the floor, shows the manage the distancing of passengers. Our counters are also fitted out with screens. So all the safety precautions we observed, and we are deploying our staff according to the demand, and we are ready for what's coming.
With all that is happening in our country, we can sure do agree that at least our premiers and MPs, all the people in power, can just take a breath and relax and also adhere to what the president had said, that let us all dance and celebrate since it was Heritage Day. And as we continue with our stories, leading stories right here on the Morning Express, we'll be back right after this quick commercial ad break right here on the Morning Express. See you after this.
Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Hello. The fourth industrial technology era has forcefully changed how every profession has been working for its clients. The world has become smaller than what we used to think. Imagine the ease of talking to a person who is in Australia, China, or Germany while you are in South Africa, as if you're just next door. The ease that globalization and the fourth industrial technology have brought to humanity entail doing business anywhere in the world as long as you have the purpose and the means. It is our expertise as MB Chabangu Incorporated to advise clients immigrating to South Africa on various permits and on opportunities for travelers who intend to sojourn in South Africa for a longer period of time.
Ṣé wá rí pé ayé náà ti kéré ju èyí tí a rò lọ, nítorí náà ìmọ̀ wa ní ìsìlọ̀ àti òfin àgbáyé ṣe wá ní ọ́fíìsì àkókò lórí àwọn ìṣòwò ilé àti ìgbaniláyé láti gba ìwé ìrìnnà fún iṣẹ́ òkòwò.
Go MB Chabangu Incorporated, Reba Elegy, the notary, Liba Sebedisi, Lady Office Jarnagua, Pretoria, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, MB Chabangu Incorporated, Ukumanera, Rabonolo, Bariki Barina, Uhumana Tarisole Sedin Gabotlalo, Rehopela Lerle Lechamogalo 012 341 4187. Hoba Leringwana Lengwalo to be level admin@chabangu.co.za. MB Chabangu Incorporated, Mo Matata, Ahumana Rotarolo.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
And welcome back from the ad break, and you're still watching Morning Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And if you are watching us on StarSat, it is channel 500. And ladies and gents, boys and girls, everybody that is all things heritage, all things culture. Today I'm joined by an amazing group all the way from the East Rand, and they are such a multifaceted group that stems all the roots of our young girls in our different communities. And Boma, ngiyabonga ukuthi nikwazile ukusijoyina namhlanje. I feel like I'm joined by abantu abasebukhosini namhlanje. Khona le nto ukuthi yebo sibonile. That soft tone that, you know, bengicela nisho ukuthi nina niqhamuka kwephi i-organization futhi nenzani.
Okay. Thina siqhamuka kubuhle bentombi. Singabase Palm Ridge ingaphansi kwembabazane. Yeah, itombi elikhulu lakhona imbabazane. Ngaphansi kwembabazane kunama branch. So thina sobuhle bentombi Palm Ridge branch from phase 4 it's it.
But take me through uqala kwakho before we even get to why it started. Yini eyakukhuthazela ukuthi niqale nenzani kuyona ubuhle bentombi?
Ubuhle bentombi kuhlolwa intombi ugogo unomehlo wentombi uye o checka intombi. Yebo, so ukuthi ize yenzeke yonke lento ukubona abantu abasha ekukhuleni kwabo tangazami nabanye abancane kimi at the early stage bakhipha izisu bayahamba noma ikuphi kwabona so bezama ukuqoqa abantu besifazane abasha endaweni.
Well, for all people watching us right there at home, I want to bring context to this conversation so that it doesn't leave you very far-fetched. So we are speaking about the sacredness or it's not the heritage, rather, of virginity in the black community. That we have Obo Mama joining us from Ubuhlebe Ntombi saying that it is something that should be preserved and that we should come together as people within the community to make sure that young girls are well taken care of and they understand whatever stages that they're going to enter in their lives. So that's the importance of our conversation today, and it stems from culture. So for me now, i-community incedisa kanjani within izinto enizenzayo to bayaziletha intombi ukuthi zize the young girls abahleli emphakathini?
I-community isincedisa ngokuthi isupporte ilethe abantwana nanokuthi nje isinike uthando inike nabantwana babo uthando sibakhulisa ngendlela efanele ngendlela futhi enenhlonipho.
So kubaleka kwenhlonipho, I think kwayona ingane mayisuka ekhaya when they leave home kwamele kube khona inhlonipho ekhaya kuze bazokwazi ukuhlonipha nina. So yini zona lezi zinto enibafundisa zona mase befika kubuhle bentombi?
Sibafundisa ukuthi bahloniphe umuntu, baqale bahloniphe umzali ekhaya, bahloniphe umuntu estradini emgwaqeni. Umuntu nje emgwaqeni uyahlonishwa. Nabo bazihloniphe bona self, bangahambi benza noma yini noma kuphi noma kanjani. Bazazi ukuthi bayizingane fanele bakhule ngendlela efanele until baze bathola umshado.
So bakhona mhlawumbe nithi seniqalile nabo nibabona ingathi bayaqhubeka endleleni ingathi sebayayeka ukuza ekuhlolweni bayayeka ukuza na bazohlangana nezinye izingane labo ke bona nikwazi ukubanceda kanjani ngezinye izikhathi?
Well, mina ngumama wentombi. So leyo nginokubhekana naye ngiyamtshela ugogo kodwa yimemele ngibhekane nayo nomama wabo because ngikwazi ukuhlala nabo ngixoxana. Baningi asebekhubekile endleleni. Umuntu avela nyamalale engasizi. So angiveli ngimiyeke nje kanjalo njengoba engazange avele ethi ngisale sengimiyeka. Ngiyaya ngiyokhuluma naye, ngikhulume nabazali, ngibuza inkinga ikuphi. Omunye kisho ukuthi mhlambe umphakathi umhleka ngomhlapho nomzimba ongekho muhle. Omunye ibele lapha mhlawumbe uthi lwile abantu bayamhleka into ekanjalo. So umphakathi omunye uyajajana kakhulu. So omunye kisa lento lezo, omunye kisa abangani. So into esimele ngiyithole information leyo. Ngizama ukumbuyisa endleleni. Abanye bayabuya ke abanye bagcina
bengabuyanga. So uthando lengane more especially amantombazane iqala kuphi yonke leyo nto? Ithando, I mean sonke singabantu mhlambe nawe unezakho ingane kodwa umunye umuntu unokuthanda ukuthi athi angeke uthande ingane yami ngendlela ngiyithanda ngakhona. So angeke ngilethe kuwe mhlawumbe angeke uyiphathe ngendlela mina engayiphatha ngakhona. So lolo thando lokuthi ngiyakuthanda uwami ngiyokunakekela ngokucebisa makumele ngokucebise lapho kumele ngokubonise khona. Lolo thando libuya kuphi?
Mina kibe liqala kuma wami ukungithanda kwakhe umama. Wangithanda, wangisupporta nami ngihlolwa. Yazoba khona for mina. So ngithe vele la ngima khona mase ngiyeka. Wathi ucabanga ukuthi senze njani ngalezi ingane. Ngathi ngoba ikhona ingane entombazane la ekhaya. Bele siqalela endlini. Njengoba siyithanda, sifuna ukuthi ikhule kahle ibe intombi. Gogo uyahlola ingane vele. So asibize ntshana nabangani bakhe nabanye so bathanda njengoba sibathanda. Nabazali ke sebeyasithemba because siphethe kahle ingane. Uthando uqala from endlini, uqala from ukuthi uthandwe kangakanani uzokwazi ukuthanda umunye umuntu.
Ivan, I think it's a beautiful conversation, but I like to bring it to context. Yoguti, we had COVID-19. Abanye mhlambe bebesemakhaya, mhlambe khona bawile, mhlambe khona that couldn't come to ukuzonibona masebebhekene nenkinga. I-COVID yona njenge-pandemic yonke lobhubhane lina affecte kanjani nina njengabantu abasebenza nezingane?
Hey, i-COVID yona is-affecte kakhulu. Is-affecte kakhulu. Kodwa ke ngomusa kaNkulunkulu emabranchini amaningi asikabi nayo umntwana owile endleleni. Abantwana bebesayiphethe kahle besaqhubha ngendlela right.
Ngoba kuhle lokho so ngicela singene ngaphakathi kokuthi njoba niqokile namhlanje isiZulu yini into enibhiyozelayo kangako ngoniqhenya nisho ukuthi mina ngintombi omZulu or ngumama omZulu or ingane zethu siyifundisa ini njoba sisho ukuthi siya celebrate iheritage siqokile sibahle siyabukeka.
Well, i-heritage akusiya amaZulu kuphela nje. Ya wonke umuntu. Same eintombini. Khona beSuthu, khona amaXhosa, khona and masibafundisa sisho ukuthi tshintsha usiko lakho. Tshintsha ukuthi wena uyini ube umZulu cha. Umuntu nomuntu wenza isiko lakhe noma benzela imicimbi sifiye senza umthetho waloyo muzi loyo. Yebo. So i-heritage man isikupha ngendlela ehlukene ngendlela emnandi but sesazama ukuthi njoba sinekhala ye branch khona isikhathi la sifuna khona sigqoka ikhala efanayo.
Oh yes.
Yes, but njoba kwi-heritage yes njoba namhlanje sigqoka ikhala efanayo. Kodwa njoba kuyi-24 izolo bebegqoke umunye nomunye bayagqoka iculture yakubo. Umunye bayagqoke yakhe. Safika siyacula siya celebrate abashiya ibongo zabo omunye nomunye isuthu isixhosa isitsonga sishangane kanjalo kanjalo. Yeah, umuntu nomuntu wenza iculture.
Akwaba kuhle lokho so ngifuna ukunderstanda ukubaleka kwezithakazelo. Ngabe ithakazelo zibalekile ukuthi umuntu azazi ukuthi uqhamuka kuphi obokhokho nobomkhulu uyabazini.
Kubaleke kakhulu ukuthi umntwana azazi imvelaphi yakhe ukuthi ubuyaphi. Whatever noma ngabe kuthiwa uzama ukustika osikweni lethu lamaZulu kodwa kubalekile ukuthi azazi ukuthi yena ubuyaphi ubani isimvelaphi yakhe.
South Africa and Africa at large, and I think that this conversation is very important and I don't want to leave you outside of it. And right now we're taking a journey through the importance of the dance, the culture, and the young girls in our communities, in our various communities, and how Ubuhlebe Ntombi takes care of young women in our communities, and they are based in the East Rand, Etsietsi, in Pambridge, and it's a beautiful story where it says that they are multifaceted, different languages, different cultures, different heritage, but they still yet come together and still celebrate what is so sacred to being a woman, to being a young girl. And others go through a journey of undiscovering themselves, saying that they don't look a certain way, their bodies aren't like this, and so forth. They can't come into doing what they love. So this is the broader side of the conversation. But before sishiya mhlambe namhlanje, yini engathanda ukusho kwezinye ingane ezibukele namhlanje?
Esingakusho enganeni esakhulayo sithi mabayiphathe kahle. Bahloniphe, bagcine amasiko wabo. Bagcine ubuntombi babo. Ubuntombi bubaleke ungidlula yonke into. Kuzidedisa entweni eziningi ezenzeka emhlabeni esiphila kuwo. Inculaza, ukhishwa kwezisu, izinto nje eziningi uyaqhela eduze kwazo. Nanenhlonipho ekhaya umama uyazi ukuthi ngihlala nengane la ekhaya. Angihlali nomuntu osekahambe ayolala abuye azodemand into zokugeza endlini. Uyazi ukuthi umntana mayethi ngicela into zokugeza kumele ukuthi ngimthengele. Ngoba phela ingane la ekhaya akusu umama. Umama yimi kuphela. Yikho nje ngingakhuthaza kwi-South Africa yonke.
I think you've hit it on the head. Uyishaye bathi ngezulu esikhonkosi bathi uyishaye esikhonkosi. Yes. So for mina kulaba sebethe sebe mhlambe sebeqalile ukwenza lokhu nina nithi kungenziwa. Sebengenile sebeqalile ukuhamba ama out abayiphethe kahle. Ukuthi mhlambe kwayena buyazaza azithande. Yini ongamtshela kona ngoba abanye bayaqala bagcina sebezibona behamba nomhlaba ngoba sebenzela umhlaba wonke ukuthi babone this is what I'm doing. Nake ngakwenza sengiyintombi mina angenzi kanje nakanje baze bahleke nabanye abasayigcinile. So kulabo sebemoshekile mhlawumbe bona ngifuna ukusebenzisa igama elifana nokumosheka kodwa kulabo bona sebeqalile sebese yabo ungabatshela ukuthini bona?
Mina ngingabatshela nje ukuthi akukho late ukuthi ulungise indlela zakho. Funde uyiqoqe uyiphathe njengomuntu wesifazane. Ungafule okubi okwenzayo. Ayikho into endlula ukuthi uma esibukweni uyibuke uyibuza ukuthi izolo bukuphi wenzani mina isikhathini lento yenzile inhle yini. Uzothola ukuthi ikuphi okubi ikuphi okuhle. Ubuye uhlale phansi uyikhuphule ube umuntu esifazane biye naleya nto leya
ugqozi lokuthi
lokuthi mina ngumuntu esifazane ayikho into endlula le uhlala phansi ngomuntu esifazane uyikhuphule wena.
Ngibonge kakhulu boma ukuthi nikwazile ukuza namhlanje. So abantu mase befuna ukuxhumana nani bangaxhumana nani kanjani mhlawumbe ukuthi ba join nabo abantu emakhaya mhlawumbe umzali ingane iyayithanda lento eniyenzayo bafuna ukwazi kabanzi ngani
ufuna ukwazi kabanzi ngathi igama le branch ubuhlebentombi Phamrich branch asikabi ne Facebook page ngoy Facebook ifana like mabe post ithombe bevale and amathi most of the time bahamba ngamabele but sinayo I contact I number kagogo ne number yami eyami number 083 040 5199 ekagogo I 064 068 3919
Sibonge kakhulu. Well, South Africa, this was a beautiful conversation that stems respect, it stems from education, it stems from knowing who you are as a young woman living on the broader scale of Africa. Not only in South Africa, but how you preserve yourself, how you love yourself, how you take care of yourself, how you respect your parents, the community, and everybody else that you come across. So it is very important, very vital that we as young people respect our elderly, respect abantu abadala, our parents, our mothers, and that was a conversation that we had today, and it is a very important one. And I think myself, I picked up a very important message that respect grows and it never grows old, rather, and that it's very important. And this conversation was very important. But quickly after this quick commercial ad break, I'll be joined by the girls that will be dancing for us right here on The Morning Express. But for myself, Harmony Mbele, stay there, because after this quick commercial ad break, we'll be back with more.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Hello. The fourth industrial technology era has forcefully changed how every profession has been working for its clients. The world has become smaller than what we used to think. Imagine the ease of talking to a person who is in Australia, China, or Germany while you are in South Africa, as if you're just next door. The ease that globalization and the fourth industrial technology have brought to humanity entail doing business anywhere in the world as long as you have the purpose and the means. It is our expertise as MB Chabangu Incorporated to advise clients immigrating to South Africa on various permits and on opportunities for travelers who intend to sojourn in South Africa for a longer period of time.
Ṣé wá rí pé ayé náà ti kéré ju èyí tí a rò lọ. Nítorí náà ìmọ̀ wa ní ìsìlọ̀ àti òfin àgbáyé ṣe wá ní ọ́fíìsì àkókò lórí àwọn ìṣòwò ilé àti ìgbaniláyé láti gba ìwé ìrìnnà fún iṣẹ́ okòwò.
Go MB Chabangu Incorporated, Reba Elegy, the notary, le basebedisi, le di office tsa rena kwa Pretoria, Johannesburg le Bloemfontein. MB Chabangu Incorporated e humanela ga bonolo go bareki ba rena. Go humana tlhagiso leseding ka botlalo, re kgopela le re leletše mogala go 012 341 4187. Go ba le re ngwalele lengwalo tsebile go admin@chabangu.co.za. MB Chabangu Incorporated, mo mathata a humanago tharollo.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know what? I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Hello. The fourth industrial technology era has forcefully changed how every profession has been working for its clients. The world has become smaller than what we used to think. Imagine the ease of talking to a person who is in Australia, China, or Germany while you are in South Africa, as if you're just next door. The ease that globalization and the fourth industrial technology have brought to humanity entail doing business anywhere in the world as long as you have the purpose and the means. It is our expertise as MB Chabangu Incorporated to advise clients immigrating to South Africa on various permits and on opportunities for travelers who intend to sojourn in South Africa for a longer period of time.
ṣé wá rí pé ayé náà ti kéré ju èyí tí a rò lọ nítorí náà ìmọ̀ wa ní ìsìlọ̀ àti òfin àgbáyé ṣe wá ní ọ́fíìsì àkókò lórí àwọn ìṣòwò ilé àti ìgbaniláyé láti gba ìwé ìrìnnà fún iṣẹ́ okòwò.
Go MB Chabangu Incorporated, Reba Elegy, the notary, le basebedisi, le di office tsa rena kwa Pretoria, Johannesburg le Bloemfontein. MB Chabangu Incorporated e humanega ga bonolo go bareki ba rena. Go humana tlhagiso leseding ka botlalo, re kgopela le re leletše mogala go 012 341 4187 goba le re ngwalele lengwalo tsebile go admin@chabangu.co.za. MB Chabangu Incorporated, mo mathata a humanago tharollo.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know what? I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning and a warm welcome once again on Galaxy Universal Network, Channel 500 on Starset, and this is Pan-African Morning.
Hi, Sudi Melang. This is still Pan-African Morning News right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And of course, we are fearless, zero favor and zero fiction.
Warm welcome to Galaxy Universal Network, Channel 500 on Starset.
Catch the Pan-African Morning Queens, Sasanda Kwabikuto and Balisa Muchiminyani every weekday.
God is so amazing.
Feel the heat.
The Bible says that through his death on the cross, we are now reconciled with our Father.
Forgive and you shall be forgiven.
So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
As a child of God, where you are, you must have an hour of prayer.
Feel the excitement.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus.
I believe that God is working right now.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Bring you guys live right here from Galaxy Universal Network, and that was the Morning Express. What a beautiful performance. If you don't understand the culture, the heritage, the perseverance of everything to do with Africa, this is it. Every single time, this is how we get to celebrate our culture. Sithi zigcine, zihloniphe, uzithande ngamaxesha onke. Right here on the Morning Express and the team. It's goodbye. God bless. See you guys same time, same place on Monday morning at 9:30. Thank you guys very much for joining us right here on the morning show. And always I'll say thank you, and thank you for joining us. I said